Welcome to the course project. And I've been using this assignment in various renditions since about 1995. And in 2016, I won a competition with the National Communication Association, who sponsored me to a national competition for Great Ideas for Teaching Students Award. 2 professors earn that every year across all disciplines. And so I am very certain that this assignment will give you a good, solid introduction and advanced elements to learning to speak and communicate in public. I'm going to remind you of the course purpose and outcome. You are in this course to create a voice that speaks truth from the heart in a manner that heals brokenness in communities. We are all broken people, and we are here to attempt to heal the brokenness in others as well as entire communities. And the outcome of this course is to imbue you, the student, with vivacious virtue. In other words, to become a person like Christ. A solid understanding, knowing the information and the best arguments for multiple sides of your issue. And eloquent skill, to be able to present it in multiple formats well. In other words, to become a good person speaking well, who speaks the truth in love, self-giving love, and passionate love. The aspects of this assignment are that it has passion. You are to choose a social issue that you care deeply about, that you're driven about, that you are passionate about. And you should have some kind of logical and narrative rationality, a reason to care, and some kind of purpose. Why is influence in this issue needed? What is the change that needs to happen? And then gaining a voice, both yours, as it echoes God's, and for the voiceless, those who are broken in this. You will go through a learning process in which you are called by God to communicate, and you will be coached in empathetic emulation. So your first thing is to justify your choice. 150 to 250 words, but this is perhaps one of the more difficult parts, to choose a social issue you deeply care about or are passionate about, and provide that logical and narrative justification, telling us why it is important or valuable in the social community. You need this foundation of both personal voice and other-centered thinking from the very beginning of this project. Speech is a mirror of the soul. What does it say about your soul to choose the topic that you will choose? From that initial choice and the narrowing it of something you can accomplish, you create an annotated bibliography. There are multiple forms of this, and I strongly urge you to be very careful to follow all of it. The quality of information is primary. You need multiple voices from multiple perspectives and multiple kinds of sources and media. In communication, this is called listening. Listening to others who have a legitimate voice in order to form your voice from reality, actual evidence, not just your experience, but the way things really are, truth. And this will provide a foundation of evidence that is early in the process. There are two ways of spreading light: to be the candle or the mirror that reflects it. You will do both in this project. Create your own light, but also reflect that of others. You're going to do several worksheets. One of those is to consider the basis of your perspective. What are the foundational beliefs, values, and lifestyles of at least two sides of the issue? Come and appreciate the complexity of each issue. Then there will be a stasis worksheet, the point of decision. Where do you make your decision, and what are the likely points of decision in your audience concerning this issue? Then a truth and voice worksheet. Each issue will have absolute truth, truth that does not change, as the Apostle Paul says, eternal in the heavens. But there's also truth that changes culture to culture, person to person, situation to situation. There's also a coherence between thought and reality. And there is misuse and proper use of power, experience, and belief. Where is God's truth and God's voice on this issue, and what is your voice? So your truth and voice worksheet. Good words are like a string of pearls. Can you choose those words well? You also have an informative speech. You are to create the need to hear more, the sitting on the edge of your seat kind of listening. Demonstrate information literacy using multiple forms and sources in your speech with the best information for two sides. Very easy to have the worst information for that which you disagree with and the best information for you. But can you be honest with both sides? Also enable the audience to know the truth and understand the implications. The ultimate purpose of an informative speech is to create wonder and curiosity in the audience. Make us want to hear more, want to know more. Speak a good word or remain silent. Then you are to form social media posts. It's pretty easy to alienate others. Can you clearly articulate your own argument in a manner that others who disagree with you will want to read to the end? And then you need to tell somebody else's story, making the issue personal, not abstract. You may combine a national figure that you simply do research on with a local person that you interview personally. You may do just the local or national one you interview personally, and then tell their story. Do you bring good things out of the good in your heart, out of your virtue? For that is the foundation. You will also have a persuasive sermon, clearly advocating for a position. Tell us how you've changed in this and convince us that we should change. That point of stasis, the point of decision in which we heal and brokenness in the community heals. It is not easy to be excellent in this kind of persuasion. The final aspect is a final exam. Open book, open notes, taking all your written, spoken elements and writing it into a clarifying essay. What have you done intentionally well, giving principles from the videos and page numbers from the readings, in which you clarify your learning and excellence? And be more than a fool. Be someone who is wise. Speak with thought, rationality, narrative behind your message.